Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to another video for this holiday card series. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about mass producing, but more so the emphasis on how to add that little extra something to your card designs. I can't wait to jump into this with you, but first I have a sponsor for this video. This video is sponsored by Craftsy.
So let's talk about Craftsy. I'm a huge advocate for people following in their dreams and sharing their gifts and talents with other people. So anything online course related, I'm a huge fan of. But Craftsy is really cool because you have access to a bunch of different classes. It's an online community and resource where you can find tons of different classes to advance your skills in different genres. So some of the topics that they include are knitting, crocheting, quilting, sewing, painting, drawing, cooking. So on that note, let's talk about how I struggle in the kitchen. When I went in and looked up cooking, I was able to find so many videos to help me. And one of my favorite things to cook with is my air fryer. That's sort of my go-to recently because it's just so simple. And so I was really, really happy to find a whole area for air fry help. Also, the quality of these videos, it's fantastic. Like, it's making me really need to step up my YouTube game. They're really high quality tutorial videos.
The first 1,000 people watching this video to use the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. Valid for new members only. So if you'd like to join Craftsy, click the link below. All right, let's get back into this super easy and fun card design. Now, if you've been hanging out with me for any length of time, this footage might look familiar to you. This is one of the cards that we made in our 2024 holiday card event. I wanted to pull it out because, we're getting closer to the holidays and we might run into I need some last minute cards. So I thought this would be one of those designs that you could replicate. So the first thing though I'm showing you here is just different ways to add that little something extra special, but we will get into that more so later on in the video. What I'm doing here is I'm going to stamp an entire background on a slimline card. However, I want to leave a space for my sentiment. So my sentiment is humongous. It's this ho, 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 and it takes up a very large portion. I don't want to stamp over my snowflakes because I want my snowflakes to be a really bright blue color, and I just thought it would be too busy. So what I did was I cut a piece of cardstock out to cover up what the sentiment size would be, and I'm just going to place that down. Now here I'm showing you all the different colors that you can use. You can use literally any color you want. It's snowflakes, so I stayed with like the blue-green theme. So like the first reminder or tip for mass producing is to keep it less boring, just switch up small elements like that. So in this case, the ink color. Now you can see me putting down that little piece of cardstock there to mask off the center portion. This can be a 2-for-1 deal. So as I line it up and I stamp out my snowflake onto my cardstock, I can then take that piece, that extra piece right here, and we can use that on a separate card if you don't want to keep using that same piece for your mass production. So keep that in mind. Or you just cut up 5 separate pieces of blank cardstock, and now you have 5 extra elements you can use on another card. So the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to kind of skip, I'm not going to show you the stamping of each of these cards. That's really not the point of this video. But the next thing we're going to do is stamp out our sentiment. So I'm choosing this VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and this is going to be a very stark black ink. That's my choice for my sentiment here. And I'm going to stamp it twice. It does get a really good image the first time. I just like to make sure I fill in all those little extra bits. So now we have our sentiment done. Okay, let's talk about our extra element. So I thought, ho, 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 it'd be kind of fun to add a Santa hat to the actual sentiment. It's going to give a little dimension. It's going to give a little extra special surprise, if you will. Just add something to a homemade card. So think about your supplies too. Do you have a sentiment that you can add? Do you have an element like a extra die cut or something you can color up and add it to your card as sort of an accent to a sentiment? So just another idea. Now I'm using Ohuhu. These are the fine tip alcohol markers, and I printed this off of my printer. So this is one of the handouts along with others that were included in the holiday event. If, by the way, if you want to purchase that or the one we recently did, I have it on discount right now. You can grab those up. Lots and lots of inspiration. We had guest teachers this year, so in case you missed it, you can have access to all of those replays. Now let's pause here for a second. I want to show you the difference between doing one layer of alcohol markering versus two. The first layer is sort of saturating that paper and getting those blends going, and the second layer is going to solidify it and really bring it together. So I wanted to pause there for a second just to show you that. Now, because I'm mass producing my cards, I am going to go ahead and make 5 of them, and then I'm going to fussy cut every single one of those out. If you have an electronic die cutting machine, you can do that all at once. So once I get those fussy cut out, we're ready to start putting together our cards. I am going to outline each of my Santa hats. This is a trick. If you hadn't heard about this trick, it makes your fussy cutting almost seamless, because what it's doing is it's kind of closing in the image and outlining it. It looks as if you cut it exactly perfectly, but you want to make sure you hold your image facing up so that if your marker slips, you're not writing on the front of your image there. I'm going to take some liquid adhesive, and you can see me just placing it right over the ho 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 as a little accent. I just love this. I don't know why I'm so tickled by this. It's so simple, but it's just a really fun way to do it. Now, a couple ways that I finished off my cards with the Santa hat, adding a little bit of that dimension. I used pops of color in the white. I also use snow marker right here. And snow marker is sort of like a paint marker that you fill in and then you heat set it and it bubbles up. So during this live class, and this is why I really do want to push the replays your way, because there's so much more that happens than just what the instructors have planned for the actual classes. Questions come up. We're allowed to do things in real time with each other, all the ideas and the shared tips and tricks. It's really great. So during this live class, for example, someone had asked if you could heat set pops of color. And so very live right then and there, I went on and I heat set right here. You can see me doing this. I'm heat setting it. Now I did heat set it for quite a while, and the end result was that it was a little bit tacky at the end, but you can definitely heat set that and dry it. It will bubble it a little bit, but for this image, that's perfect. That's sort of what we're going for anyway. So anyway, just really fun, the lives and the live replays where we get to actually experiment together. So that is it for today's video. I hope this was helpful. Some of those last minute card designs, very simple to do. Another one you can add to your list. Thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out Craftsy, and also if you want to access those replays for our holiday events, all of that will be linked in the description box below. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next video or in the comments down below. Bye-bye.